Hey, my lovely, lovely, wonderful people. A pleasant morning to everybody. All right, lovely people. I saw something that bothers me a little bit. It has bothered me for a little while, but unfortunately, we live in a world where people don't want to be held accountable. They don't want to be held liable. They don't want to take telling. Their excuse is you behave as if you're holier than thou. Nobody wants to be corrected. And this has nothing to do with holier than thou. Unless people come off very self-righteous and arrogant and proud and scornful, that's a different thing. But if people are coming with well intention and you sense it, somehow you feel it, even amidst the mud, or you're not sure, and you know the character, the general character of the person, it is imperative for your life and the continuation or the continuance of your life's journey in a wholesome way to listen to sound advice. You don't always have to take it. Now, one of the things that God has given us all is volition, choices. So I'm not going to say you have that right, because right may sounding like as it being correct and perhaps lawful or morally upright, and it may not necessarily be. So I'm going to say you have that choice to do what you decide. Any choices or choice that you and I make, please be prepared. Please note and be prepared to pay the consequences of whatever choice or choices you make. You have to be prepared for that. That is something that you just have to relegate within your mind, within your heart, within your soul. Now, ladies, I sometimes I kind of feel a little bit annoyed when you will hear the men don't like this, the men don't like that, the men don't like that. Everything we seemingly have to do, is in favor of men, as if men are superior and we are inferior. And for us to get a semblance of superiority, we have to associate with men. You know what I mean? Even though God may have made men the head, they're both biological sex, both sexes play different leadership roles, even though you'll consider men like the overseer because of how God has made, the testosterone, the masculine in them, the Y chromosome. I'm just saying, and the way how they think versus how women think. Now, women, sometimes we contribute to men disrespecting us. One, we allow it. And sometimes the choices that we make. Now, I will hear a lot of women say, sometimes they will say men are born at a disadvantage, meaning if a woman is down on her luck and she has no money, she can use her body parts to earn, and it's easier for her amidst the different lifestyles. It's still easier for the woman to earn, via sex with a multiplicity of men in different ways, and her life financially will soar like an eagle, financially, seemingly, for a time. But what ends up happening is that dirt is being thrown on the moral aspect of their life, the social aspect of their life, the psychological aspect of their lives, the educational aspect of their life, the mental aspect of their lives, and even emotionally, and so on. Because the God has designed our body where he puts this God-centered icon or program in us, where we really aren't supposed to be destroying the temple that he has given us. Once you begin to gnaw away at that, while you're getting older, it is going to flood your memories, and you're not going to like the feeling that it gives to you. To know that you didn't trust God. You were not patient in the good times and in the bad times. You didn't learn how to be content. So you never had any money. You didn't learn how to just wait until God says, I'm going to fly the gate for you. You just had to get everything right now through immoral means. I was seeing this TikToker, a popular one that I hadn't seen for a little bit, has his business on one and promulgate his business, and was talking about paying to see a particular person, watching them on the, I don't know, this I don't know if it's a porn site. It's maybe it's not outright, it's not explicit porn, maybe it's implicit porn. There's a name that they use for them now that a lot of people, the name of it not coming to me. It's a popular thing. with a TikToker, and the way how the man described how the man with the dead hood, and you're sucking on that, and didn't get to see you. It's like he's saying he wasted his money and everything was just ridiculous. The noise that is being made in the so-called act of sex, and I said to myself, women, we contribute to men degrading us that way. That is why it's easy for a man to come and say, because it is something that they see a lot. They feel every woman is like that. And when they say that they can't buy a woman to get sex or pay her money and she's refusing, it is novelty to them. It is new to them. They can hardly believe it, because some of them they have not been socialized among women, generally speaking, who says, no, that's not, my body is for my husband. My body in that way is for my husband, not for any and every old man, because this is the only way I feel I can make money. That's not true, ladies. Not everybody may be academically inclined, but God says, and funny enough, the Bible says, it is our gifts, our talents, our abilities that will make us become wealthy, because He will put us before people with the wealth and the fame. It says the gifts He gives to you to put you before kings and queens. But we just have to be patient. When you hear the song, they call her Moses. It was about this artist. I think she draws or paints or something of the sort. It was when she became 80, similar to Moses in the Bible, where her life took off financially. She did well. I think she may have been a multi-millionaire or a millionaire. And we just don't want to say, oh, when I'm old. But you don't know. Sometimes you may be old, but you may have strength, agility, and you can get to champion causes and do things for your children, grandchildren, people. So be it. God will give you that tenacity no matter what age you are. Sometimes I do myself have that concern about a lot of things. But you know what? God is infinite in His wisdom, in His knowledge. So He knows when He says this is a time. Sometimes we kind of slow back time too, and make it more difficult when we do things that goes awry to His words. Ladies, we don't have to feel like that is the only way to make a lot of money. Where did you get that idea that you have to use the vagina, the breast, and all of that to earn in an exponential way? That is not true. It may take time, but it can, with hard work and determination and education, you know what I mean, and trying to get onto the right link or make good networking. We can do it. It's just that it may take a longer time, and we have to be patient. I'm telling you, ladies, these things will have a negative effect in later years. Physically, sometimes you look much older than you are, and get a tough, hard look like you go through pure hard life, and you wonder how and it makes you bitter and angry. You can't understand why you're so hostile and angry, because the body was not made to be doing that. It was made for your husband and your husband only. If you should pass and you find another husband, as the case may be, it was not made to go give to Tom, Dick, Harry, John, and whomever. It was not, ladies. That lifestyle, you don't have to live it. You don't have to do it. A lot of people are struggling, and it's not easy. I'm not going to tell you that it's easy to be struggling financially. It's a horrible thing. They talk about 6 basic fears, and funny enough, if you read this book by Napoleon Hill, it says, boy, the financial one, boy, when that hits you, boy, it's like hell on earth. But sometimes you have to, you're going through hell, as the song says, you continue to go through it. You must come out into heaven. You will come out. Please, ladies, I can't take to see men disrespecting us, and we're adding to it. Because all they see us as is sex symbols. Just the vagina, just want the vagina. She can't, heard a guy saying it. They think that you're a dodo head, you're an airhead, you have nothing to offer them. And if you read Proverbs 31 about the virtuous woman, it says, when she opens her mouth, wisdom comes. You're able to charter that course, but you have to be prepared. Be prepared to deal with challenges, because it builds patience, faith, and perseverance, and tenacity, and strength, and boldness, and courage. And you will have good memories. You have to build good memories. These things will not build, no matter how much money you're making now, your memories are not going to be good. Please, you don't have to live that life. You don't. Anyway, guys, you know what to do with TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe. Give me one of those lions. Thank you.